Hey guys, welcome back. So it's a little bit sunny outside at times and cloudy right now, so my light's gonna kind of fluctuate, but hopefully that's not too noticeable. I have a lot of bright lights, but I don't want them too bright, and then the sun goes behind the clouds, and anyway, it gets kind of dark, so hopefully that's not annoying. Anyway, today I have another review for you guys. Today, another summer review. I have the ORLy Summer Collection. It's the Great Escape Collection. So this is kind of a mix of pearly, shimmery shades. Sigh. And a few creams, which are kind of interesting. There's a few good ones in here. I don't know what else to say about it, really. Let's just look at the polishes. Before I get into it though, I'm going to talk about what's on my nails. I'm still wearing, like in my last review, the Essie Cute as a Button polish that I talked about, and I talked about a little bit more in there. I picked a bottle of it and I really love it. It's an Essie classic and everybody needs it. I'll put a link for it down below. As well as the lipstick I'm wearing if it's still available, because it's an older MAC. It's called Bliss, I believe. But anyway, I'll link that down below. Okay, let's get into the review. These polishes are available at Beyond Polish. Now you can pick them up there and use my code GWP 10. Okay, let's get into them. This first one is on the map, and it's this beautiful kind of peachy rosy shade with that nice silver pearly shimmer in there. The formula on these are really nice, and they're really nice especially compared to the OPI ones that I talked about in their last summer collection. These just are very opaque, almost opaque in one coat. In fact, I think on some of the live swatches I'm showing you just one coat, but I would do two. I feel like they all look better in two coats just because you can refine it and clean it up and make it look a little nicer. I'm not the best at applying these pearly polishes. I'll probably get some people saying that about it, but they can be kind of tricky. The trick is just to do your last swipe kind of up the middle. I don't push back on that last swipe either because it leaves brush marks, and don't go back and then pull like you normally do when you're painting. You're just gonna want to go right down the middle, and that'll hopefully make that smooth. But the thing is, when these dry down, they dry down a little bit of a matte finish. They're not as streaky, I find. But I thought these build up really nicely. All of them had a great formula, so they're doing something right. So if you like pearly shades, I think ORLy is the way to go. I think they're doing a good job with them. This totally reminded me of a few OPI shades that I have, so I did compare it to those. And here they are here. I compared it to Snow Falling for You, and that one is quite a bit lighter and more pink rosy peach. And then I compared it to this shade as Ornamental. That's a little bit darker. I have a little bit more contrast on my skin with that one, so I kind of like that one. Maybe a little bit more, but I feel like the formula on Follow the Map is so good that I would pick that one too. I think they're all really pretty. I actually like this shade, these nice softer shades. And then I have You Wish, which I just pulled in because it kind of reminded me of that. I think that's from the Essie Valentine's collection that came out this year. And that has like an orange shimmer in it, which makes it very fiery. So it's quite different. And I'll actually compare it to another polish in this collection later on. But those are the ones that I had. So this one's not like super original, although I feel like it is in between Snow Falling for You and this shade is Ornamental. It's like right in the middle. So if you like those two, you'll probably like this one too. I think it's fun. These do show up a little bit lighter on the nail just because that silver shimmer is going to make them be a little bit lighter in color. And I like this one. I thought it was pretty. And then skipping over to On a Whim. Totally different color. This collection's kind of all over the place. But anyway, this is a bright chartreusey, but this one's definitely more yellow toned. The formula is interesting. It's a little bit sheer. This does dry down a little bit matte, but it builds up better than I thought. It built up very nicely in two coats. You might need three, depending on how you apply it and if you don't kind of float your brush, because it can be a little bit patchy. But I thought the formula was okay. But I thought the formula was pretty good. But let's see how it compares to some other polishes. There's only, I think it was only Essie that has polishes that are pretty similar to this because they've been branching out that way. So let's look at those comparisons here. I compared it to Piece of Work from Essie. That one's the closest that I could find, but I feel like that one has a much better formula. It's a more opaque formula. It's just a different formula. It's not as crelly. So I just prefer that one over this one. And then My Happy Bass is more brown, and then Homework It is a softer and more brown. And I actually really like Homework It. That one's a cool shade that I'll be wanting to wear in the fall time. So those are the ones that I have that are close. I think this one's just okay. I don't think I'll be wearing it this summer, but I'm curious to know if you'll be wearing it. Then we have this other pearly shade called Close Call, and this one's really beautiful. It's a really beautiful turquoise. It's more green leaning as far as the turquoises go, which I prefer, and it's got that pearly silvery shimmer in there. This one's fun. I might wear this one. We'll see. I have a lot to get through, but I actually kind of liked this one a lot. It's a little bit brighter on the nails in the sun, of course, because it has that silver shimmer, and then when the sun hits it, that's pretty much what you're going to see. But I think it has a nice tone to it. I like the color a lot, but I just love turquoise anyways. The formula is really good on this one too. Like I said, it's going to be opaque in 1 to 2 coats. I prefer two kind of thinner coats just because you find it a little better and make it look a little better. This one's actually really unique, but I did want to compare it to some other polishes so you can kind of see what color tone it is compared to some other ones. So I pulled in some that are kind of shimmery and turquoise, and let's look at those. So I compared it to Viva Antigua, and that's the one that I really thought it was going to be close to, and it is in color, but the shimmer in that one's very different. I love that polish. I haven't worn it for a while. And then OPI Surf Naked, that one's got a similar finish. That's from the new OPI collection. Formula on this ORLy is much better, but I just wanted you to see that this one here, Surf Naked, is more blue toned, more blue leaning, and then All Tie-Dyed is more blue. This one's definitely unique, and I think it's fun, and I think this probably is going to be the standout in this collection, so if you're going to pick anything up, I feel like this one should be one that you should get. And then another blue called Lost Treasure. Beautiful formula on this one too. It goes on really nicely. I love the color tones of these. I feel like this is a shade I really want to wear in the fall time though. I don't know, I just love these cool toned muted grayed out blues, and of course this one has that silvery pearly shimmer in it. I just love them on my skin tone. I don't know why, I just love these blues, and there's a few that I have. The formula on this one's really great too. It's going to be opaque in 1 to 2 coats depending on how you like to apply it. Let's look at the comparisons for it. So Susie Takes a Sound Bath, as you can see there's a little bit different, and then from A to Z, I love that one too. That one's maybe a little bit darker. Sometimes I forget to write things in my notes. That's so frustrating. Anyway, and then OPI Starry Nights is a hollow polish, and so it's a little bit different, but these are all kind of similar tones, so they're definitely the ones that I found in my collection that are the closest, so that'll give you a good idea. And if you like pearly finishes, I think you're really gonna like this one. Do I find it summery? Not really. I mean, I guess I could. It's a pale light blue that's a little grayed out, but I just feel like it might be a good transition color from summer to fall. So anyway, what do you think about it? And then we have Embrace Danger, and this is a bright, fiery, orangey red polish. It is a little bit more subdued with that pearly shimmer in there. It's this softer mauve color, but then the shimmer in there just makes it a little bit more fiery, but it's not like super fiery, like not super red orange. It's a little bit softer, a little bit more, what am I trying to say? Mauve-ish. Anyway, I thought this one was pretty fun too. I don't see myself wearing it, but I did like it. I thought it was pretty on my nails. The formula is really great on this one too. Like the others, it's going to be opaque in 1 to 2 coats. There's so many texts going off on my phone. I've got to leave here in about 10 minutes, so I'm trying to wrap this up. Let's look at the comparison. I compared it to You-ish, and that's the closest. That's the one from the Valentine's Day collection that I compared to the other one. That one is a little bit more orangey, I believe, and so I do like Embrace Danger a little bit better. Concessions polish is more orange, and then I just threw in OPI Strawberry Waves Forever. OPI has a few shades that are kind of this same idea, but they're quite a bit different. This one has glitter in it, and the glitter pieces are a different color. They're kind of more reddish, purplish, so that one's different too. So I did find this polish to be unique, at least in my collection, but that's that. Off the Grid is the next one, another blue, you guys. There's so many of these cobalt blues, but I do like cobalt blue. This one is a nice color. It has quite a bit of white in it, so it's a little bit lighter and a little bit softer than a lot of the other blues that I have. And it's got a beautiful form. It's going to be opaque in like 1 to 2 coats. ORLy, I don't have anything like this. It's Brittany Beach is a little bit darker and more purple leaning, so I do like this one. It's actually really pretty. Actually, oh my goodness, I just had pop into my head, this reminds me of Pacific Blue. I think that one's going to be a little more purple, but let me pull it out just to see, because I'll probably get asked. But when I put this on and applied it, I was like, oh dang, that is a pretty polish. So for some reason I like these ones that have more white in the base than like those kind of jelly-ish, crelly-ish formulas that are maybe a touch darker. This one's just really pretty, so let me pull that out. Okay, so I was right. It's a little more purple, but it is pretty close. But there's just something special about this polish, you guys. You cannot get this anymore, and they reformulated it, and it was not the same at all. And so I'm never getting rid of this bottle. It is so good. You should probably see if it needs thinner. It's very close, but not as purple, but I can guarantee you this one's just gonna like pop on the nail a little bit more than this. I'll put a comparison shot up so you guys can see them next to each other. Glad I thought about that. I'll get asked about it on Instagram when I post it, but love this one. It's probably my favorite blue that has come out of all the collections recently. It's really, really nice. Okay, let's look at those other comparisons that I have. So I compared it to Tile Art to Warm Your Heart. That one is very close, and I love that one. It's maybe a touch darker and not as punchy as Off the Grid. There's just something special about this one. Maybe not as special as Pacific Blue, but close. And then Push Play that just came out from the Essie collection, Essie Summer collection, is darker like a lot of other blues that I have, and then Butler Please is darker and more purple. So you can see that this one is a little bit special. It's a little bit lighter and brighter, and it's going to be so fun to wear during summer. I feel like this is a really good summery blue. So this is probably one that I will pull out. I'm going to have to remember to put this in my blue favorites video when I get around to doing that. I think I'm going to do green next. I like this one a lot, as you can tell. For my favorites, I am going to pick the turquoise shimmery shade called Close Call, and then Off the Grid, the blue. So love both of these. These are definitely the standouts for me. The others are just okay. The whole theme of this collection was really interesting. These might be kind of fun together too on the nail. So I like that combo. What are your favorites? Let me know down below. What did you think about this ORLy collection? I'm just a little bummed this year with ORLy because I mean, last year, was it last year or the year before? I get it mixed up. They just had so many good collections, one right after the other. They were just killing it, and now they're kind of like, they're just okay with a few good ones in there. So let me know your thoughts on that. I know there are a lot of people that love these pearly finishes, so I'm happy for you that you're getting what you want, but I didn't even wear pearly finishes when I was young. I just didn't, even though they were like totally in. I just have never really been a super fan. So anyway, thanks so much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and we will see you next time. Bye.